Some fundamental endgame that we all need to know, my friends, specifically for you're going to have a lot of blitzes or bullet games in which you just need to deliver checkmate with the queen and king versus king very quickly. And I know some of you would be saying now, hey, where's the queen? I can only see a pawn. But I hope, guys, that you remember that a pawn that reaches the opposite side of the board, in our position now, the white pawn on the e6, will be promoted into a queen, the most powerful piece we have in the chess set. So we're just going to get ourselves a brand new queen. Yoo-hoo! Thank you very much. Now just the formality to deliver as quickly, as fast, as accurately as you can a checkmate, all right? Just imagine you having like a couple of seconds left on the clock and you're just rushing to claiming the victory. Okay, first thing first, the understanding of the technique here, which is not a huge philosophy, not at all. Some kids, I mean, I'm working with young audiences with primary school kids a lot, and some of them, until they actually understand, and hopefully they will be watching the video if they've forgotten, they just keep checking the king, right, left, up and down, left, right. It's not going to make any progress. If you check the king, they're going to move left. You check the king, they're going to move right. And it's going to be an endless dance that doesn't end with checkmating your opponent's king. So again, I'm going to use that example that we already had with the rook and the king versus king. Your opponent's king is actually within a box from which it cannot escape. And the job of the queen now is just to simply restrict it. Okay? Now, given the position we're currently having, I'm going to move the king on a safe square from which I can attack the black king. And you've got it. It's just here. Because the queen can't be captured by the black king, the white king offering support for this. Now, you can play at least two very good moves here. Well, two. One probably is the strongest here. Now, the king is on e3, queen is on d5. You notice that the positioning of the black king, it is, so to speak, a knight's jump away in relation with the attacking queen. That is cool. That might be helping you, especially in the bullet in those last seconds, to play it maybe faster, and you don't need to just think, because thinking is time consuming and you're going to lose on those seconds. You're going to get flagged or something. So a knight jump away. Look for the square that actually places the queen in an L-shaped positioning to the black king, and just go this way. No big complication. Nice and simple. This is the square now, this is the sort of a confinement, and you're going to reduce the size of that box. And no chance for them to escape. Just be careful not to stalemate, by the way. We're going to discuss that one too. You don't need to involve the king now. You just need to drive the king on one of the ranks or columns. So just get it closer, following. That's not, that there is absolutely no escaping for them. And now you're just going to have achieved the first leg of the journey here. King's in a corner. What does that mean? That means you have to stop moving the queen. Because if you move the queen one more time, you're going to make a stalemate. All right. And according to the current rules of chess, in a stalemate, you draw even if you have like 6 queens on the board. So don't do that if you're the stronger side. Stop where you are. Allow the opponent's king to be playing on the only available square here, which is g1. And in the meantime, march on with the king, like this. Now the king has to move. Okay, and now you're close enough to just deliver checkmate in a single strike. You're going to be playing queen to g2. And, oops, not this one. We prolonged it, sorry. That was a mouse slip, by the way. Make sure when you play your rapids to make a confirmation button. Otherwise, you're going to make a mouse slip, like it happens to me a lot. So queen to g2. And that delivers checkmate indeed. That was like 15 moves. Probably we could have made it just 14 or even less. But it doesn't matter, because you guys, I'm sure you've understood the mechanism here. You just maneuver the queen wisely, positioning one jump away from the opponent's king. Push the king at the edge. Push the king in a corner. March down with your king. And when you have one square away in between the king and a opponent's king, they put a queen in between, or the kiss of death is called. Oops, I hope someone doesn't get offense on this. Apparently nowadays, anything you say might be deemed highly offensive. You got to speak like a robot, just to making sure no one is going to get very upset. So queen to g2, checkmate. Now, if you don't pay attention to the position and do something like king to g3, for instance, here. And I know that some young students, they're actually celebrating when they're encircling the opponent's king, and they play king to g3. And they say, hey, coach, look over here. I've just won. Look, it's just, that's it. The king can't move anywhere. And now they just absolutely crying their ass out because I'm telling them, you kind of did not win. And they said, why? Because no one attacks the king. Currently, king on h1 is not under check. No one checks the king. And it's their turn and they can't move. You've stalemated the king. So you got to pay attention to this because it may happen. Okay, so do the checkmate, or at least do a check, because if you do a check, definitely it's not a stalemate. So I hope, guys, that is conclusive, that is clear explanation, and you're going to be delivering in just a few seconds checkmate whatever the queen is, whatever the opponent's king is, whatever your king is. You're going to play super nice, accurate, fast checkmate in the end. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.